You're training hard 5 days per week, but you're still fat. Your workouts is only one part of equation. The other 23 hours can completely cancel everything. And I know that you can train hard. Motivation was never a problem for you. But the problem is that after that you sit all day. And if you don't know how many calories you are eating, if your protein is random, if your daily steps are random, then no wonder why you're working hard and still don't look ripped. So in this video, I'm gonna make fat loss extremely simple for you. I'm gonna give you the 4 numbers you want to control to get in the best shape of your life. If you don't know me, all you have to know, I went from 114 kilo, from being all with the face like a bowling ball, until this physique. And if you're gonna get those numbers right and execute them long enough, your fat loss will become predictable. Any number of them you get wrong, everything is messed up. So let's break them down one by one. First, your calories. Your calories determine whether you get bigger or smaller. If you wanna lose fat, your body has to use more energy than you're eating over time. That's the calorie deficit every fitness influencer is yelling about. Now, keto doesn't override that. Fasting doesn't override that. Eating clean doesn't override that. A lot of people say, I eat clean. You can lose fat also eating carbohydrates. You can lose fat eating fats. You can eat 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 10 times per day. You can eat after 6. You can eat in the midnight. The method doesn't matter. The energy rule is universal. And this is where most guys make the first mistake. They either have no deficit because they're eating more than they think, or they go to complete opposite direction and start starving themselves, eating 1200 calories. Then they feel like shit, their training volume drops, they got no energy, they think about food all day, and 3-4 days later, they just say, fuck all that. And the whole thing is over. So the goal is not the biggest deficit that you could survive for 3 or 4 days. No, you can do that. Motivation is not a problem, but the goal is to create a deficit that you could actually execute while keeping your training and your muscle in place. If you want a very simple rough starting estimate, take your body weight in pounds times 10, and this is gonna give you a starting calorie number you wanna test. So for example, 220 pounds guy should be eating 2200 calories. 200 pounds guy is getting 2000 calories. This formula works. And it's a really good starting point. Then your actual trend tells you whether that number is right for you. You collect the data, you see if it works. If you need some adjustments, you make small adjustments and you track it again. And by the end of this video, I'm gonna give you opportunity to get much more personalized starting points without doing the math in as quick as 60 seconds, so keep watching. Number 2, your protein. Your protein protects your physique. This is where the difference starts between becoming lighter and actually looking better. If all you care about is making the scale go down, you can just eat less. But if you want to get ripped without becoming smaller, weaker, and flat, you need to protect the muscle underneath. And protein is one of the main tools for doing that. For a simple starting point, eat at least 1 gram of protein per pound of your body weight. If you're weighing 200 pounds, get yourself 200 grams of protein. I often go much higher, especially on the cut, because protein has a lot of benefits. It gives the material for your body to maintain muscle, it keeps you more full, and it has the highest thermic effect. Comparing to fats and carbs, your body uses a lot of energy processing protein. 20 till 30% of the calories you get from protein are being burned while processing. That's why often you might feel warm after eating protein, like getting a cashback from your credit card. You burn more calories. That's why on the cut, I'll rather have more protein than any other macros. The number I told you, 1 gram, it can be higher. Protein helps protect the quality of the body while the weight is coming down. Now number 3, your daily steps. Steps control the outputs that you're ignoring. This is probably the most underrated number for fat loss. A lot of people look at activity and they only think about gym. They're gonna train, they watch how many calories they burn lifting weights, or they do some random 1 hour, 2 hour cardio session. And the problem with extensive cardio is that you're gonna feel drained. And especially if you go intensive, you're gonna need to recover from that. And if you're walking, guess what? You don't have any extra recovery from walking. This is much more easy for your joints, especially if you're losing fat. It's low fatigue, and it taps into power of NEAT. It stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Walk during your calls, walk after your meals, and you don't have to add some extra vests. Just hit normal daily steps. Those 20,000 steps doesn't have to be one big chunk. Get some steps in the morning, get some steps after your meals, during the calls. Everything compounds. It's not about long duration walks, all right? If you got family, let them be active as well. Walk with your kids, walk your dog, and make those steps the part of your day instead of treating it like another workout. What you can also do, instead of fighting for the closest parking space near the gym or near the office, park a little bit further away, get your steps. Instead of waiting for the elevator with everybody, go take the stairs. And if you work behind the desk, get yourself a standing desk and a walking treadmill. This is a game changer. This is how you hit those 20,000 steps. And do not wait until the night to realize that you still owe yourself half of that. What I suggest you hit at least half of daily steps before the afternoon, so you don't have surprise in the evening when you check your daily steps. Number 4, lift to keep the muscle. Resistance training. This is not here because lifting burns most of the calories. That's not the case. Lifting has a main job, and that's to tell your body to keep the muscle, that the muscle is still needed during the fat loss phase. You don't have to chase heaviest weights. You still want to lift heavy, but aim for 6 till 8 reps. Don't switch your training into 25 reps of lightweight. Keep the resistance. And for most guys, if you aim for the minimum, go for 3 full body workouts per week. And if you want to train 4 days per week, go for upper and lower split. So Monday could be upper body, Tuesday lower body, and then Wednesday you take rest from the weights, and then Thursday, Friday again, upper and lower. This is my favorite split. It works amazingly. And when it comes to the sets, aim for 2 or 3 hard sets. That's enough. 2 hard working sets gonna send the right signal for your body to keep that muscle. And the fat is gonna be leaving your body while muscle will still have reason to stay. Now look at how simple this formula becomes. Your calories create the deficit. Your protein protects the muscle and controls your hunger. Your daily steps raise your daily output without destroying your recovery. And resistance training tells your body to keep the physique underneath. That's the formula. It's so simple. You do not need 25 fat loss hacks. You do not need some special detox. You don't need some supplement, some peptides to melt body fat while you sleep. If you're gonna execute this number consistently, you're gonna get the result. And if you want me to set those numbers around your actual body, your schedule, your lifestyle, and make sure that you are hitting those numbers, if you want that level of help, use the coaching application below, fill in your details, and if it looks like we're a good fit, if it makes sense to work together, we're gonna talk, we're gonna jump on Zoom. Now, if fat loss stops, do not change everything. Let's say you're doing the plan, and the scale stopped moving for whatever reason. Most people, they would panic. They either would slash another 500 calories, or add some 1-hour cardio, or change the workout, or stack some fat burners. Why? First, you want to ask which number is actually broken. And most likely it's going to be either your calories. Are you really hitting your calories? Or are the weekends disappearing from the log? Think of all the oils, of all the sauces, maybe alcohol. Maybe some random bites, restaurant meals. Second thing you want to check, are you really hitting your protein daily? Third thing, check if your steps are actually happening every day, or did 20,000 steps became 5,000 steps when the work got busy. And the fourth number, you are checking if you are lifting properly, or did the whole training plan became some random workouts, going how you feel. Audit the 4 numbers first, and if you're 100% sure that execution is there and the weekly trend generally is not moving, then choose one lever and adjust it. Maybe lower your calories a little bit, maybe add a little bit more extra movement, but choose one thing, go for at least 1 week or 2 and see what the data is showing to you. Don't make 5 emotional changes because of 2 bad weight-ins. Now here is the kicker. Tracking makes the formula real. And yes, you have to know whether you're actually doing it. At least until you lose that fat, track the food, track your protein, track the daily steps, track your workouts, your sets, your reps, the weight you're lifting, until you actually get the results and until you have a clear understanding what you're eating and what your normal day looks like. You got to track, because guessing is never a strategy. That's why people say, I know my body body. Okay, if you know your body, why don't you know why the body is not changing? Collect the data. Numbers never lie. Then make the decision. Now listen, if you don't want to see the calculating all of this yourself, I built a tool that does the starting work for you. It's called the BP Elite Training Physique Code. All you have to do is put in your age, how tall you are, what is your current weight, type your activity level and choose your goal, and then upload a clear photo of yourself, your physique photo. What's gonna happen? The tool gonna give you pretty accurate body fat estimate and gonna give you the starting numbers for your goal. You're gonna know how much of calories you have to consume, how much of protein you have to hit daily. You're gonna be able to choose your macros, whether you want more fats or carbs. It's up to you. You can slide and choose, but the protein gonna be locked in for your goal and the calorie gonna be locked in. And this is where the result happens. And more than that, most people wonder how long it's gonna take for them to get the result. After you put those numbers, you're gonna see the exact timeline calculated for you. You're gonna know how many weeks it's gonna take you to get fully ripped. So get your numbers, get your calories, protein, daily steps, resistance training, hit them daily. The link for this physique code is below. If you are serious about your goals, run the physique codes and let the results compound. I'll see you in the next video.